So now today's topic is Introduction to MS Office. MS Office or simply Office is a family of server software and services developed by Microsoft. It was first announced by Bill Gates on August 1st, 1988 in Las Vegas. First version of Office contained Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and Microsoft PowerPoint. Over the years, Office applications have grown substantially, closer with shared features such as a common spell checker, data integration, etc. So, Office is produced in several versions targeted towards different end users and computing environments. The original and most widely used version is the desktop version, available for PC running the Windows, Linux, and Mac OS operating systems. Office Online is a version of the software that runs within a web browser, while Microsoft also maintains Office apps for Android and iOS. So, Microsoft Office is a suite of desktop productivity applications that is designed specifically to be used for office or business use. It is a proprietary product of Microsoft Corporation and was first released in 1990. Microsoft Office is available in 35 different languages and is supported by Windows, Mac, and most Linux variants. It mainly consists of Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Access, OneNote, Outlook, and Publisher applications. So, Microsoft Office was primarily created to automate the manual office work with the collection of purpose-built applications. Each of the applications in Microsoft Office serves as a specific knowledge or office domain, such as Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft Access, Microsoft Publisher, and Microsoft OneNote. Microsoft Word helps users in creating text documents. Microsoft Excel creates simple to complex data and numerical spreadsheets. Microsoft PowerPoint is standalone application for creating professional multimedia presentations. And Microsoft Access database management application. Microsoft Publisher introductory application for creating and publishing marketing materials. Microsoft OneNote, alternative to a paper notebook, it enables an user to neatly organize their notes. So, besides desktop applications, Microsoft Office is available to use online or from cloud under a lighter Office web apps and full Office 365 version as of 2016. Microsoft Office 2016 is the latest version, available in four different variants, including Office Home Student 2016, Office Home Business 2016, and Office Professional 2, and the online Cloud Office 365 Home Premium. So, if we talk about MS Word, Microsoft Word not only supports word processing features but also DTP features. Some of the important features of MS Word are there. Uh, Firstly, when we are using Microsoft Word, you can create the document and edit them later as and when required by adding more text, modifying the existing text, deleting, moving some part of it. So changing the size of the margins can reformat complete document or part of text. Font size and type of fonts can also be changed. Page numbers and header and footer can be included. In current scenario, every student and every faculty members use Microsoft Word. So spelling can be checked and correction can be made automatically in the entire document. Word count and other statics can be generated. Text can be formatted in columnar style, as we see in the newspaper. Text boxes can be made. Tables can be made and included in the text. Word also allows the user to mix the graphical pictures with the text. Graphical pictures can either be created in Word itself or can be imported from outside, like from clip art gallery. So Word also has the facility of macros. Macros can be either attached to some function, specific keys, or to a toolbar or to a menu bar. So it also provides online help of any option. You don't think that mm, it's it's just like a icon, and it's just like a book. Whenever we use any book, then it's very easy when we read something and when we use Microsoft Word, and it's a very common phenomenon of these times. The minimize ribbon button. While reading over a document, it may be convenient at times to minimize the ribbon. To minimize, just click on the up arrow symbol and the quick access toolbar. Quick access toolbar is located in the upper left corner and is intended to store the buttons you will use most often. By default, the quick access toolbar shows save, undo, and redo buttons. However, if you click on the drop down arrow just to the right, then customize it to fit your needs. In the just like example, I have added the quick print button, the save icon, which appears as a floppy this cat symbol. It's convenient to click on when wanting to save your work instead of clicking on the save icon from the file tab. So it's you can also use the help button. There is so much that Word can do in the latest version that is hard to know everything. If you want information on a topic, click on the question mark symbol in the upper right. In the upper right hand corner, and the help window will appear like below. You will see common topics to click on, or you can type in a word or question in the search field to find further information. So create a document. Suppose you want to create a document, getting started with a basic document in MS Word 2010. It's as easy as opening Word and beginning to type, or if you want to create an additional document besides the one you already have opened, click on the File tab, click on New in the left column, and then double click on Blank Document. And a new document window will appear. So you can also start a document from a template from a new view as well. There are many to download and choose from if you are on the internet from office.com, like letters, flyers, and forms. If there is no internet connection, you may choose from the sample templates under available templates. So spelling and grammar mistakes. As you type, word will warn you. It will so if make spelling or grammar mistakes by inserting a wavy red, green, or blue underline when the text that it thinks is an error, red underline. This indicates either a possible spelling error or that word doesn't recognize a word, such as a proper name or place. Green underline word thinks that grammar should be revised. Blue underline a word is spelled correctly, but does not seem to be the correct word for the sentence. For example, you type two, TW, but a word should be two. So you right click and underline word to see the suggested revisions. Click a revision to replace the word in the document and get rid of the underlines.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, sorry to interrupt, ma'am. There is some background noise, ma'am. Can you please check it out, ma'am?
Oh, okay, ma'am. Just a minute. Hello. Is it okay, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Can you see
Oh,
see slide, ma'am?
yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, is the slide visible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we talk about the Paragraph and text formatting. The word 2010 assumes some defaults when you start a new document. For instance, there is no indentation or paragraphs, and the line or sentence spacing is set by default style called normal. So text alignment is also available on the paragraph, but the default is align text left, which is highlighted. The other options are center, align, text right, and justify, which is a clean look with the text aligned on both margins. So text can easily be color highlighted or colored. So highlight the text first with your cursor. Then click on the font color button and the text will change to the default of red. So to change the font color, click on the down arrow for the color palette and choose your color to color highlight your next text. Highlight the text with your cursor. Click on the text highlight color button and it changes to the default of yellow. To change the highlight color, click on the down arrow for the color palette and choose your color. If we talk about the file, to open an existing file, you have created, click on the file tab. Click the open button and the familiar open dialog box appears as seen in the next screen. And saving files, how can we save the files? Just click and while editing an existing file, it's a good habit to often save your work. There are two different ways to save files. Click the file tab and just click the save button. The faster options as described and is to click the save button in the quick access toolbar. So saving files, just like when editing an existing document, you may want to save the file under a different name. Click on the file tab, click the save as button and the save as dialog box opens. As after this, that type in the new name without changing the docs, you can save the file. And file tab with recent option. The recent option of the file tab allows you to quickly go to your other documents and open them. If you accidentally deleted a document or closed Word by mistake, you can recover your documents by clicking on the recover unsaved documents button at the bottom of the page. So the file tab with print option. The print option will be one of the most common choices on the file tab. The example below shows some nice features that you can choose orientation for portrait or landscape jobs, double-sided printing, paper size, etc. By choosing print with previous word versions, the print dialog box will be open and you need to click on properties to find these needs. With this default print window, all these choices are listed plus others. If you want to print a particular page, ensure you are on that page. Click on that file tab and click on print all pages for the drop down menu and select print current page. If you have more than one printer, click on the button under printer for the drop down menu and select your printer. So there are no special requirements to just click on the square print box in the upper left corner. Next, we talk about after that each of the applications in Microsoft Office serves as specific knowledge or Office domains such as Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Access, Publisher, Microsoft Office, OneNote. So after the MS Word, then you can go for introduction to MS Excel. How can its users? Excel is a general purpose electronic spreadsheet used to organize, calculate, and analyze data. The task you can complete with Excel ranges from preparing a simple family budget, preparing a purchase order, or managing a complex accounting ledger for a medium-sized business. Excel features, if we talk about the Excel features, that there are a number of features that are available in Excel to make your task easier. So some of the main features are auto format. Lets you to choose many preset table formatting options, auto sum, list autofill, auto shapes toolbar, drag and drop, charts, pivot table, shortcut menus, etc. etc. So auto sum. So first and foremost, in MS Excel, then there is auto sum helps you to add the contents of a cluster of adjacent cells. List autofill. List or group will automatically extend cell formatting when a new item is added to the end of a list. So auto shapes tool will allow you to draw a number of geometrical shapes, arrows, flowchart, elements, stars, and more. With these shapes, you can draw your own graphs. Drag and drop. Next one is drag and drop. Many times, if you do any office work, and if students and if students work any kind of their project work, then drag and drop is a very common feature. Feature will help you to reposition the data in text by simply dragging the data with the help of mouse. Charts features will help you in presenting a graphical presentation of your data in the form of pie, bar, line charts, and more. Pivot table flips and sums data in seconds and allow you to perform data analysis and generating reports like periodic financial statements, statistical reports. You can also analyze complex data, relationships graphically. So, shortcut menus. Commands that are appropriate to the task that you are doing appear by clicking the right mouse button. If you're clicking the right mouse button, then it's automatically work. So in MS Excel, it's a very useful current scenario, and every organization in every office and in everywhere can use this. And you can find that every person use this kind of features. So what is MS PowerPoint? In a short, I explain that PowerPoint presentation is a presentation created using Microsoft PowerPoint software. The presentation is a collection of individual slides that contain information on a topic. PowerPoint presentations are commonly used in business meetings and for training and educational purposes. Microsoft PowerPoint is a software product used to perform computer-based presentations. There are various circumstances in which a presentation is made: teaching a class, introducing a product to sell, explaining an organizational structure, etc. So there are various circumstances in which a presentation is made: teaching a class, introducing a product to sell, and explaining an organizational structure, etc. The preparation and the actual delivery of each are quite different. PowerPoint typically comes with a set of preloaded themes for you to choose from. This can range from simple color changes to complete format layouts with accompanied with context. So themes can be applied to the whole presentation or a single slide. So using the page setup allows you to optimize the presentation for the display size. So, for instance, you should use a larger screen ratio when displaying on a projector compared to a computer screen. So there are some features of MS PowerPoint. PowerPoint software features and the formatting options include a wizard that walks you the presentation creation process, design templates, prepackaged background designs, and font styles that will be applied to all slides in a presentation. When viewing a presentation, slide processing can be manual using the computer mouse or a keyboard to progress to the next slide, or slides can be set up to progress after a specified length of time. So slide introductions and transitions can be added to the slides. So there are some features that can very useful for this time. Just like uh, uh, PowerPoint presentation is a presentation created using Microsoft PowerPoint software. The presentation is a collection of individual slides that contain information on a topic. So PowerPoint presentations are commonly used in business meetings and for training and educational purposes, and various circumstances in which we are using. So there are, if we talk about that, how can we open a file and how can open a existing file, and also saving files, how can we save the files, saving files when editing an existing document, you may want to save the file under a different name. Click on the File tab and click the Save As button, and the Save As dialog box opens as simple as. So, type in the new name without changing the box extension. Click the Save button. You can save the file. File tab with the recent option. The recent option on the File tab allows you to quickly go to your other documents and open them. If you accidentally related a document or closed word by mistake, you can recover your documents by clicking on the Recover Unsaved Documents button at the bottom of the page. So, file tab with different or with print option. The print option will be one of the most common choices on the file tab. The example below shows some nice features. Here you can choose orientation for portrait or landscape. So double-sided printing, paper size, etc. When choosing print with previous word versions, the print dialog box would open, and you need to click on properties to find these needs. With this default print window, all these choices are listed as others. If you want to print a particular page and so you are on that page, click on the File tab, then click on Print All Pages for the drop-down menu and select Print Current Page. If you have more than one printer, click on the button under Printer for the drop-down menu and select your printer. If there are so special requirements, you just click on the square print box in the upper left corner. So File tab, Save and Send option. There is a nice emails feature on the Save and Send option under the File tab. You can choose to send your document as an email attachment. Clicking the Send as Attachment button uh, causes a new Outlook email box to open with the Word file attached. You can also choose to send it as a PDF file by clicking the Send as PDF button. You may also choose to save your document as a PDF file by clicking the Create PDF Express Document button. So you can choose, you have many options. A File tab Help option. If suppose you are a new user and you don't know about the things that how can you use and how can you create a new file and how can you uh, go to the next step, then you can you have the File tab Help option. You may also find help with Word 2010 under the File tab. Clicking the Getting Started button offers nice videos on basics for all the Office suite programs from Microsoft.com. The Microsoft Office Help button offers the same useful help information as the question mark symbol in the upper right corner. So you can also see which version of Word is loaded in this view and in which version you work. Currently you work in which Office version. So how can you help from this? And, there are 5 tab options also available. You can customize many tools and features in Word by clicking on the options button. But for example, you can change the color scheme under the general button on the dialogs box that opens in the screenshot scene below. But changes can also be made for display, proofing, and how files can be saved. It's very important that suppose you can save a file and how can you save a file. The Insert tab. The Insert tab offers many tools that can add nice features to our document. Pictures or drawings can be added by clicking on the picture button, and the Insert Picture box will open, prompting you to browse the picture on your PC. So click the picture you want, then click Start. It will appear on your document, and click Art are pictures on illustrations that can be added to the internet from office.com. Then also note down that office.com, simply click the clip art button and a dialog box will appear. Type in the subject in the search for field. Click the box for include office.com content and then click the go button. Click the picture you want from the results that appeared and it will be inserted into your document. So shapes like lines, arrows, basic geometric shapes, equation shapes, flowchart shapes, stars, and banners can be added within the shapes button. Will cause a large drop down of multiple shapes to appear. So click your choice and then click your cursor on the document where you want and the shape will appear. So charts can also be added to a document. There are many to choose from, such as column charts, line graphs, pie charts, and area graphs and stock charts. Click on the chart button and the insert chart box will appear. Select the type of chart on the left. Select the chart on the right and click OK, and the chart will appear and it then can be manipulated. So headers and footers and page numbers can also be added to a document from the header and footer group on the insert ribbon. For a multi-page document, the content of the header will be seen at the top of each printed page, and the footer will be seen at the bottom, as well as the page number when added. So these are just a few things that you can do also know about this. The insert tab. It's very basic and important tab, that insert tab. Insert tab offers many tools that can add nice features to a document. Pictures, drawings can be added by clicking on the picture bottom. The insert picture box will open, prompting to browse onto the picture on your PC. Click the picture you want them. Click insert. It will appear on your document. Clip art are pictures or illustrations that can be added through the internet from office.com. So simply click the clip art button and the dialog box will appear. Type in the subject in the search for field, click the box for include office.com content, and then click the go button. Click the picture you want from the results that appeared, and it will be inserted into your document. The shapes like lines, arrows, basic geometric shapes, equation shapes, flowchart shapes, stars, and banners can be added. So clicking the shapes button will cause a large drop down of, sorry, of multiple shapes to appear. Click your choice and then click your cursor on the document where you want it, and the shape will appear. So charts can also be added to your document, and there are many to choose from, such as column charts, line graphs, pie charts, bar charts, area graphs, and stock charts. So click on the chart button and the insert chart box will appear. Select that type of chart on the left and select the chart on the right. So click OK and the chart will appear and it can be manipulated. Headers, footers, page numbers can also be added to a document from the header and footer group on the insert ribbon. For a multi-page document, the content of the header will be seen at the top of each printed page. And the footer will be seen at the bottom, as well as the page number when added. So these are just a few common examples on the insert tab. The size of your object can also be changed. After you add the object, a box appears around it with circles in each corner. Your cursor over the bottom right circle until the arrow appears. Hold the left mouse button and just move your mouse. Page layout tab, and the page layout tab lets you control the look and feel of a document in Microsoft Word 2010. You can apply a global design to your document by using one of the available themes and color schemes. So the margins can be controlled on your document, giving you smaller or greater size in which to work. Just click on margins and just click on the desired choice of options. Click on orientation for portrait or landscape layout. Page color and page borders can be added from the page background group. As you will notice, the page layout tab has some of the same commands that you will find on the home tab, like identification, spacing, and line numbering. The page setup group has a triangle button at the bottom right, in which to click and the more advanced page setup options. The paragraph group also has a triangle button uh, for the advanced box, like it does on the home tab. So references tab, the references tab on Microsoft Word 2010 ribbon offers a quick way to enter your document, sources, citations, etc. On the references tab, you will find groups like table of contents, footnotes, citations, bibliography, and captions. One of the nicest features on the reference tab is adding the table of contents for a document. One thing you need to make sure is that you type your document using one of the heading styles for the items that need to be included in the table of contents. Click on the table of contents buttons and the table below appears. Automatic table 2 is a good choice. Click this option and your table is created. Mailings tab. One of the most common features in the mailing stack is the envelopes and labels for printing. Clicking the envelopes button produces the box below, which allows you to enter in the delivery address and return address. Clicking the options button gives the choices for the envelope size on the labels tab. The options button is also available for the needed label size and review and view tabs. The proofing group is one of the most popular groups on the review tab. Once you have finished your document, you can perform one last spell check by choosing the spelling and grammar button. This is an automated process going through the entire document, and the research button will allow you to access different dictionary lookups of any word you have highlighted. The thesaurus button will suggest other words with a similar meaning for the word you have highlighted. The word count button will give you statics for the number of pages, words, paragraphs, lines, etc. View tab. The view tab is the last of the tabs on the Microsoft Word is the 10 ribbon. By the buttons available on the document view screen, you can view your document in different ways. You can see the print layout, full screen reading, web layout, outline, and graphic views. On the show group, you can measure and line up objects by clicking the ruler button, and the ruler will appear at the top and left margin of the document. The grid lines button also allows you to line up objects by splashing a grid paper view on top of the document. So creating a document to be used for previous versions of Word, you need to create a document to send to people who are working in earlier versions of Word, and you know that they have installed the MS Office compatibility pack for Word, Excel, PowerPoint, file formats. You can work in Microsoft Word within 10 minutes. So if you aren't sure whether the people you send your document to have installed the Microsoft Office compatibility pack of Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Open XML file formats, you can work in compatibility mode. And compatibility mode makes sure that no new or enhanced features in Word 2010 are available while you work in a document. So that people who are using previous versions of Word will have full editing capabilities. If you already created a document and you want to find out what content want to be available for editing in earlier versions, see features that behave differently in the earlier versions, turn on compatibility mode. When you create a new document that will be used in an earlier version, you can turn on compatibility mode by saying the file in Word 97 2003 format. Firstly, open a new document. Second, click the File tab. Third, click Save As. And fourthly, in the Save As type list, click Word 97 2003 document. This changes the file format to doc. In the file name box, type a name for the document and click Save. Lastly, always remember that click Save button. So, if we talk about the PDF writer addition, the writer deployment of all new staff computers, there will be a program loaded called Qt PDF Writer. The purpose of this program is to allow you to create PDF files. Uh, Current scenario that it's a very basic thing that you can create a PDF Word to PDF or PDF to Word and files from any Windows program that is able to print. If you needed to send a document to someone who doesn't have Word or a compatible version, this is the answer for everyone who has access to Adobe Reader. To create the PDF document from Word, click on the print button from the file tab. From the drop down menu in the printer, choose Qt PDF Writer. Then click the print button. The save as box below appears. You can save the converted PDF to your PC. And you can also know that how can you use the Word and all things. So if you talk about the MS Action, afterward we all are use MS Excel. Our spreadsheet. A spreadsheet is essentially a matrix of rows and columns. Consider a sheet of paper on which horizontal and vertical lines are drawn to lead a rectangle grid. The grid, namely a cell, is the result of the intersection of a row with a column. Such a structure is called a spreadsheet. A spreadsheet package contains electronic equivalent of a pen, an eraser, and a large sheet of paper with vertical and horizontal lines to give rows and columns. The cursor position and clicks on in dark mode indicates where the pen is currently pointing. So we can enter text or numbers at any position on the worksheet. We can enter a formula in a cell where we want to perform a calculation and results are to be displayed. So a spreadsheet package contains electronic equivalent of a pen, eraser, and large sheet of paper with vertical and horizontal lines to give rows and columns. The cursor position uniquely shown in dark mode indicates where the pen is currently pointing. You can enter text or numbers at any position on the box. You can enter a formula in a cell where we want to perform a calculation and results are to be displayed. A powerful recalculation facility jumps into action each time we update the cell contents with new data. So MS Excel is the most powerful spreadsheet package brought by Microsoft. The three main components of this package are electronic spreadsheet, database management, generation of charts. So each workbook provides three worksheets with the facility to increase the number of sheets. Each sheet provides 256 columns and 65536 rows to work with. Through the spreadsheet packages were originally designed for accountants. They have become popular with almost everyone working with figures, sales and executives, bookkeepers, officers, students, research scholars, investors, bankers, etc. Almost anyone find some form of application for it. So you will learn the following features at the end of this section. Starting Excel 2003, using help, workbook management, cursor management, manipulating data using formulae and functions, formatting spreadsheet, printing and layout, creating charts and graphs, and starting Excel 2000, starting Excel 2003. Switch on your computer and click on the start button at the bottom left of the screen. Move the mouse pointer to programs, then across to Microsoft Excel, then click on Excel as a screen in the screen. So when you open Excel, a screen similar to this will appear. And MS Excel, there are options so that menu bar called as menu bar. The collection of icons for common operations shown below is called as standard toolbar. So MS Excel toolbars and the icons, new create a new blank file, open, save, print preview, scanning, cut, copy, paste, undo, insert hyperlink, auto sum, redo, all insert hyperlink, pass function, short function, and formula bar. Formula bar is the place in which you enter the formula. This got A3 has B5. So alphabets AB are shown as columns, and this is the name of the workbook. Workbook 1 or sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3 are known as worksheet tabs. So how to use help menu? Click on help, contents and index and click on the index tab. The following screen will appear. So type the first few letters to see the help entries for those letters. You can get the printout of any help topic by selecting it, right clicking and then clicking print topic. Workbook management. Creating a new workbook, click on file menu and then click on new. Click workbook and then click OK button. You will get the screen as shown below. So enter data as shown in the figure below and click on file menu and then click save. You will get the screen. So opening an existing workbook, click on the file menu and click on open. The open dialog box will appear. So cursor management. How can we use cursor management? Moving around the worksheet. Open sample.xls workbook and move the cursor in the worksheet by using the arrow keys on the right hand side of the keyboard. When you have got lots of rows of data, you can move the cursor more quickly by using the page up and page down keys to move up and down a screen at a time. To move one screen to the right, press the Alt key and page down keys together. So move one screen to the left, press the Alt and page of these together. To move further to the right, just keep pressing the right direction. To move back to cell A1, press a control and home keys together. Pressing the home key on its own takes back to column A. To move to the last column, both press the control and right arrow keys together. So to move to the last cell containing data, press control and int and keys together. To move to the last, press control and the down arrow keys together. You can also move the cursor with the mouse. Move the mouse pointer to the location you want, press and release the left mouse button. Once when the cursor is where you want it, move to a specified cell. Click on the edit menu and choose to go to the finish screen and enter the destination cell reference in the reference text box. Click OK to move direct to the specified cell. Data manipulation, entering data, start Excel, click file and then new. An empty worksheet appears as there are and type expenditure in cell A1, then press down arrow key to move to cell A2 and type month, then press the down arrow key to move to cell A3. Continue to type the data. The resulting worksheet should appear like the screen. Whatever you use in a MS Excel. So save your work by clicking file and then save as the dialog box appears. So type cache in the file name text box and then click save button. Excel automatically adds the actions and XLS to your file name. So click file and then click open. Click cache.xls and then click open. Move the mouse pointer to cell T4, click the release. The cell is highlighted and 18 appears in the formula bar. Move the mouse pointer to the formula bar and click once to the right of it. So just like you replacing cell data, make the cell B5 active by clicking on it and type 200 and press enter. The cell B5 will now contain the value 200, replacing old value. Deleting cell contents. Move to cell C5 and click to select. Press the delete key, the cell becomes blank. So drop down the edit menu and click on the to reinstate the 145 Excel 97 allows 16 hours of undo. And you can use undo and redo buttons also. Copying data. Open the cache spreadsheet, select the cells D3 to D5. Click edit menu and then click copy. Select the cells F3 to F5 and click edit menu and then click paste. So now the cells D3 to D5 are copied into F3 to F5. Moving data, open cache.xls spreadsheet. Select the cells from B3 to B5 and click edit menu and then click cut. So select the cells G3 to G5 and click edit menu and then click paste. So data autofill. There is an easy method to fill the data in columns and rows. The data may be numeric or dates and text. So to fill by using autofill type for two cells and all. It's very basic that how can you fill the things. Copying any formula and etc. So it's the if you are upgrading, okay, just like after MS Excel, after that we mostly use PowerPoint, Microsoft PowerPoint. Microsoft PowerPoint 2010 or is a full feature presentation program that helps to quickly and efficiently develop dynamic professional looking presentation and introduce an idea, proposal, organization, product, process with professionally designed high impact slide. How can you use themes, galleries of styles, formatting options to achieve the right combination of colors, fonts, and effects? Convey numeric data in easy to grasp ways with styled tables or visually compelling charts. Uh, so there are some new features. If you are upgrading to PowerPoint 2010 from a previous version, you are probably most interested in the differences between the old and new versions and how they will affect you, as well as how to find out about them in the quickest possible way. The many sections, new features you want to be aware of depending on the version. PowerPoint you are upgrading from. So if you are upgrading from PowerPoint 2007, uh, you might be wondering how Microsoft could have improved on what seemed like a pretty comprehensive set of features and tools. A list of new features includes just like the backstage view. Finally, all the tools you need to work with your files as opposed to their content really are accessible from one location. You display the backstage view by clicking the File tab, which replaces the Microsoft Office button at the end of the ribbon. Next one is customizable ribbon. The logical next step in the evaluation of the command center introduced with PowerPoint 2007. Create your own tabs and groups to suit the way you work. A window for each presentation. You no longer display your presentations in the same window. So you can arrange open presentations for each comparison or work on different presentations at the same time. Reading view. This new way to preview presentations makes it easy to quickly check the effect of one or two changes. Presentation videos. Presentation videos. Now, turning a presentation into a Windows Media video is a simple matter of saving in that format. Paste preview. No more trial and error than moving items to new locations. Preview what an items will look like in each of the available formats and then pick the one you want. Animation Painter. If you spend time developing a complex animation for one object, you can now copy the animation settings to another object with a few mouse clicks. New themes and transitions. Adding pizzazz to your presentation is just a matter of applying a professional looking theme or a snazzy dynamic content transition. So graphics editing. Found the perfect picture, but its color or style aren't quite right for your presentation. Now, after inserting a picture, you can edit in a new ways. In addition to changing color, brightness, contrast, you can remove the background. And most exciting of all, apply artistic effects that make it appear like a watercolor, pencil drawing, or pastel sketch. Improved cropping. Not only can you drag crop handles to manually crop a picture, but you can also apply a built-in cropping ratio and then move the cropping window around over the picture until you get precisely the part you want. Text effects. Word art has had a makeover. You can still use word art to create distinctive headlines. But now you can use its effects on any selected text. Screenshots. You no longer need to go outside of PowerPoint when you want to insert a screenshot into a slide. This capability is now built into Word. So improved smart art graphics tool. A whole new category has been added to smart art so that you can include pictures as well as text in your icons. Video tools on the perfect video, but it's too long to include in a presentation. Now you can insert the video and then use the video editing tools built into PowerPoint, quickly and format it. You can also insert a link to a video on a website into a slide. Version merging. You can merge into versions of the same presentation and accept or reject changes. Team collaboration. Team members can now work simultaneously on a presentation stored on a Microsoft SharePoint 2010 server or in Windows like SkyDrive. So you can review a presentation with colleagues via the web by work uh, through a free broadcasting service. Your colleagues can view the presentation in their web browser and give feedback via conference call. So you need to conduct business internationally across language lines. You can easily tailor the language of your working environment. You can also use new translational tools to collaborate with team members in other countries. So, how many times have you responded to no without thinking to the save changes? Message when closing files, only to find that you have discarded what you wanted to speak. PowerPoint now preserves your unsaved files for a period of time, and if you recover them if you need them. So, if you are upgrading from PowerPoint, then the Microsoft Office Word Ribbon, Live Preview, Custom Layout, Smart and Graphics Tool, improved charting, slide libraries, presentation cleanup, new file format. So, so how can dynamic ribbon elements? The ribbon is dynamic, meaning that the appearance of commands on the ribbon changes and the white of the ribbon changes. Command might be displayed on the ribbon in the form of a large button, a small labeled button, or a list. As a width of the ribbon, this is the size, shape, and presence of buttons on the ribbon adapt to the available space. So, for example, when sufficient horizontal space is available, the buttons on the review tab of the word program window are spread out, and you are able to see more of the commands available in each group. So we decrease the size of the ribbon when small button labels disappear. Entire groups of buttons hide under one button that represents the group. Click the button to display a list of the commands available in that group. So if we talk about the features of MS Access: database, report, field, table, form, report, and primary key. These are the main basic features of MS Access. Currently, it's very useful, and there are so many features of MS Access. Just like as I already told that database, report, field, table, and form, report, primary key. These are all the MS Access tools. So how can we use and how can we use these things? These are the primary keys. So simply, MS Word used for to write documents, MS Excel used for to make spreadsheets, and MS PowerPoint for presentations, and MS Access for database management purpose. So these are the main basic things that we used in MS Office. Because earlier we used only files and books and all things, but currently we our main work in a distance. So we mostly time we spend time in a laptop, in a computer, in a projectors, the smart board. So we help from these tools, and it's very beneficial for students, for teachers, for corporate sector, and in all fields we use these tools. MS Office is currently very useful, and without this we can't think that how can we do our office work or uh, teaching methodology and all things how can be done. So that's all from my side. Thank you so much.